is just fantastic.
Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. I have a headache, thought I'd share it with the class, so we're doing this. Chantel, who is or is not at a hotel, is or is not at her new location, may or may not have scammed everyone out of $1,000 to stay in a hotel, and she also won't provide any receipts of it, all of which she discussed in her most recent stream titled This Live Sorry, or Live, Live. I'm going to go ahead and assume live because she was live. I knew about this because I was streaming last night when she was live, covering Amber's meltdown. It was really bad, by the way. Part 2 tonight, don't you worry guys. The second one she cries more. Before we start, I wanted to quickly address, I uploaded yesterday a short to this channel, a behind the scenes thing from Sunday, where I was painting a piece of Warhammer, a knight, a Bretonnian lord. It got good views. If that is something you'd like to see more of on this channel, do let me know in the comments. And I will of course upload more. I'm more than happy to share. All the end products for the model paintings go onto an Instagram called Moistonian Builds. I'll link it in the pinned comment if you're interested in following. Thank you. So over on Twitter, a 7-minute clip was shared by Tat Von B. This 7 minutes is what we're going to be focusing on today.
Yeah. I have a scale. Be able to have my super chat answered now. It wasn't a huge deal. What did you want me to answer again? I forget. Thank you, Shamsa. Katie girl. Wow, Saber in the 60s? Bad McDonald's? That's why they call it McCrapples.
So ignoring the expression on Simple Simon's face, we are noticing here a different surrounding. I was told last night that she's in a hotel. This has led to further accusations of fraud. Why? Because while she did do a community post with the child in, not going to be showing that on this channel, she has not provided receipts for where the money has gone, and she won't. In a separate clip shared to Twitter by somebody else, we got the following.
But yeah, she's been to school in the, I think she's been to school in the past, if I remember them saying. Maybe not. I think when she was very young. When she was a lot younger. But not for long, and because it was expensive, so that's how much they said it cost them. And then it's like a rough estimate, basically, so that's why I don't really want to like show everything. Like I was like, why am I, just the pocket watchers are so annoying, like every little detail.
The thing is, Chantal, if you say you're going to do something, you have to do it. When I had to have my dog operated on, Lizzie, I swore I would get a fully costed invoice, and I would prove where all the money went. And I did. It's in the community tab of this page, it was on my Twitter for months. I put it on Discord, I made sure on Coffee, it was seen by everyone. It's integrity 101. Something might be effort to you, but we all know on the back end you were taking a slice of the action, even if you provided some of it to the family of the child, who should have never been in your content in the first place.
Where's this 50 cents going? Like, if she's going to school, her transportation's paid, everything is paid, don't worry about it. And the people who worry about it haven't even donated. So move on. Like, you're gonna get school updates. She's in school. That's all you gotta, worry about. That's what it was for.
This is how many people see it, as a lot of bollocks. Whether they donated or not, everyone has a voice and they have a right to be heard. You dismissing everyone and just arbitrarily labeling them a non-donor is a non-argument. It really is. But this is what Chantel's doing in a hotel. Oh, she doesn't have Julia, by the way. Yeah. It is believed that she's basically been relegated because she's caused so much trouble for the family of Salah, which is also his fault as well, just to be clear. But let's go back to the 7-minute clip that I said we'd go through and carry on from there.
You're running with sporks. I look good? Thank you. That's nice of you to say. Hey, Barb.
Yes, filters and a clean place to reside will certainly do that. Wait until she starts bragging about the shower quality. Oh, and the lack of running out of power this time.
Just awful stomach. Hey, Wanda. Coffee is bad. April.
If people are unfamiliar with the stomach issue, yeah, she had the poops for a little while. Even went to the hospital, because of how sick she was. It could be because she doesn't wash properly, the vegetables weren't cleaned properly, can't be because of the meat, because that was absolutely, well, annihilated via cleaning, boiling, stripping of all flavour and quality, and then somehow mixing with vegetables. Chantal's not been happy with this food, by the way. She really doesn't like it. She just needs a good Chicken Royale Burger King. Or the Syrian equivalent. I guess we can't call it Burger King, it'll be called Burger Muhammad.
Thank you, mashallah, thank you. I don't think I've lost that much.
She did put out a 7-second clip on her channel where she's implying that she's lost a load of weight. It's a smoothing filter, don't try us. Your hand blurs in and out of consciousness briefly. You reduce it down to individual frames, it becomes more apparent. We covered this on Saturday or Sunday, and I thought it was an absolute joke. I could believe if she was ill, she lost some weight from being squatting over a hole for so long. And squats are really good workouts too, by the way, Chantal. So you might have put your back out.
I have not kept up with any drama. I haven't even been able to really check YouTube.
Which is somewhat surprising, really. Oh wait, no it's not. Because you're in a third world country when the hottest thing going on right now, you can't even comment on. Because not only can you not keep up with it, but you wouldn't know what to say anyway. If you were beezing it up with Pete's back in Canada, you'd be all over this. Right now, as far as the top 3 of world dainty queens, you're third. Rosie's second, Amber is first. Which must be horrible for you because you're, according to yourself, more attractive than 90% of the internet. On one hand, we have you, the animal ABUSER, and defrauder? Con artist, that works. Grifter, yes. Quirky, who is defending an alleged PDF. And Amber, that, well, yes. Amber is, wow, that there's only so much smug the human body can contain. Apparently with Amber, it's infinite. But it is bursting out in tears right now. We'll cover that tonight, don't you worry, guys.
Hey, Magical Soul. How's Syria treating you? Alicia. I don't know, Girly Plop, what the future holds. For now...
If you like, we can postulate a few for you. Theorize. Yeah? 1, you go back to Canada and actually have to stay there. Unlikely because you really are dead set on anything but responsibility and making yourself suffer. 2, you stay in Syria, write a check, and end up in Camp Al Roj. If you know where that is, you'll say hello to Shamima Begum soon. 3rd, you'll stay in Syria, continue to grift, get demonetized, and be stuck. 4, you go to another country like Malaysia because you write a check in Syria and have to flee. Salah, though, stays behind with Julia, and the Salah arc is over, and poor Julia has to exist with Salah. We could carry on if you like. In fact, I challenge my chat to come up with more creative ones, but don't go too far. You know what YouTube's like. I can't keep approving comments, guys. Yummy Jackie, if you're listening, type it out instead. How's that?
Right now, I'm by myself. B's in because Salah is, he basically, his house is finally vacant.
First of all, it's not his house. Okay, we all know that. Second, the pauses in between her structuring this is solely because she doesn't actually know what the hell's going on. She has no idea. So her defense mode is to try desperately to make a story that might seem tangible or possimpable. And yes, I said possimpable. This is why many already have started to theorize she's been kicked to the curb, she got a hotel, she's stuck, blah blah blah, she defrauded people, she's staying in a hotel because she doesn't want to slum it up, as if she wasn't already in that sweatbox she was in before.
After a while, people were renting it for years, 5 years or something, and they've had months and months of warning about this, that it needs to be vacant. So finally, but they've lived there a long time, right? So it's, there's a lot of renovations that have to take place and stuff like that, installations, stuff.
So I had theorized a couple streams ago that Chantal was going to be bankrolling a lot of that. I could still believe that to be the case. I could also believe that upon those renovations being done, Chantal is yeeted because she no longer serves a viable purpose beyond bankroller. And since she doesn't own the property, she has no legal right to try and claim otherwise. especially because she's in a country where, being a woman, she has none. Although the whole woman thing is up for debate, isn't it now? Slugs, while being hermaphroditic, can also be quite androgynous now, can't they? And she's used to screwing with herself. Thankfully, there's no risk here, so she can keep doing that all day long. Well, no risk to us anyway.
So, but, it has a really nice, big, in Syria, a veranda, they call it baranda. It's huge, and it's private. It's, like, covered in, and there's clotheslines, so I can hang my clothes and our clothes, and Julia can be supervised.
Oh yay, you have a privileged place to go. If this is to be believed, just to be clear, most of us are still fairly skeptical of that. And as far as your cat goes, of course I want them to be in a safer environment. Don't do an amber and intentionally let them out. Please. Thank you.
And we can bees. So I'll probably do a lot of my live streams there. I might get some like modular seating for outside.
Don't worry guys, we all know she's barely going to do anything. She's going to sit around all day waiting for access to Echo Tricky, and then she's going to go hammer it on the live streams. This is the first time in a while where she's been on camera for a lengthy period of time because her internet has been so bad. And because of the rolling cutouts, power off thing they do in Syria, she's really struggled. And by the way, her version of understanding solar is incredibly limited. Because if she knew more, she'd know you're going to need an awful lot to make it work. Especially if you want to run something like AC.
So I want to be out of the way, and I want to just kind of take some time alone. You know, if I'm being honest, I find that
I left the pausing in thinking you were going to tell us what it is. As someone who's more introverted, I do understand and appreciate being alone. Hell, my sisters have all gone on holiday and I'm on my own in the house with the dogs and cats and the tortoise and the fish. Yeah, it's great. Very easy time for me. Recharging the social battery, am I right, guys? This is why, because you didn't answer these comments as clearly or efficiently, why people think you've been exiled to an extent, and that you conned your audience out of up to $1,000 to go get yourself a hotel so you could live stream it. And that one of the reasons you're live streaming it is so you can perhaps make some of that money you need to make to pay back the kid, which in turn makes you look like a grifter and a con artist, a swindler, a scammer, the standard stuff that should always be associated with you in the first place.
Yeah, well, it's his house, right, Carolina? They actually have a new place. We didn't throw them out. They've had a lot of time to move. He was very generous with that, and there's no animosity or hard feelings, like, you know. He made sure they had enough time to leave, so they've found a new place. Everything is good, and but it took a while, so that's why it's kind of been delayed a bit. But
anyone else think it's because they didn't have the money to do any of the work they needed to do, so they're waiting for the pay pig, aka Chantal, to front the money once she was able to get the money, like doing some scam live stream? Although that could also be used for a hotel. We can't tell. No one actually knows because Chantal is so hell-bent on creating a narrative rather than living a life of truth.
yeah, so actually that's why it's been taking a while to get really fully started on the real renovations, because he's been so nice about letting them stay there longer than, you know. So what was I saying? You know, it's thank you. Yeah, I'm over the tummy bug now.
Yay! The hole in the ground she squats over can breathe a sigh of relief, as opposed to breathing in her farts.
I'm in Syria, dorky. So basically, what happened, what was I gonna say? I'm so tired. I find, like, the heat and just, like, yeah, I have a quiet moment alone. I haven't had a quiet moment alone in days. That's why. Really, Velma?
One of the biggest issues with Chantal as a streamer in Syria, much like in Kuwait, although Kuwait at least had air conditioning, is that in Syria, she is not able to stay focused on anything, which makes it look like she's high all the time. She gets easily distracted, she doesn't know how to tell the truth, so her storytelling goes out the window in favor of, but I'm hot, not attractive hot, although she does think that she's that as well. Remember, 90% of the internet is unattractive. She's in the top 10%. Right. But she's also having to deal with the fact that because of her size, the heat affects her more. Air conditioning is out the window, so of course she needs a hotel, because a hotel will have air conditioning, which may well be why she raised the money through that live stream scam.
That's why? Hey, Miss Me. Yeah, kinda. That's why, make Nescafe? I don't like Nescafe anymore. I find it too fake tasting. Arabic coffee is where it's at.
It's okay, Chantal, you can stop sucking off Arabic coffee, no one cares. And you're still doing that thing where you try and tease out a story, only to get distracted by your chat. Your chats are getting, or is getting smaller. You know this. Either you're going to have a rage at some point, or you're going to concede and go back. I really wish for your own safety you concede and go back, because, and I've kept saying it from the start, you don't belong in Syria. You can make all the lies you like, but you're just a pay pig over there. You serve a purpose because money, and your money goes quite far there. It's the reason you won't go back to Canada, because the equivalent value, you'd have to earn what you used to earn when you were snorting snow, and right now your deal is in prison.
Hey, Barbara. I don't know, April. I don't feel that much better, but I'm sure once I lose like a good 100 pounds, I'll feel really good. I still feel out of shape, you know?
Yes, well, being over 400 pounds will do that. You dropped 10 pounds the entire time you were, or 5 kilos, so 11 pounds, while you were ill with your food poisoning moment situation type deal. Unless you intend to relive that 10 times over, which I don't recommend, you are not losing the weight. In fact, since you've been there, you've barely lost anything. We know this, because you look like something that crawls across Tatooine's sand. All you need is to have Salah dressed up in a mankini, tied to chains by your hand, and I guess we'd have the whole picture. A really disgusting picture, but it's now all in your heads. You're welcome.
I've been forced to be, yes, the social butterfly. You guys know how I am, right? And I love everybody. Hey, Natalie. Everybody that we've met in Syria has been amazing. So, yeah, I am in a hotel. I'm like, I feel bad saying this. I feel like spoiled and privileged, and ungrateful, and I don't mean to sound that way.
Would I be right to assume that hotels are incredibly affordable based on what you make as a YouTuber, and that the only way for you to be well and truly screwed will be for YouTube to look at you and go, demonetized? Because then you'd be relying on cameos and merch, neither of which have shifted much recently. We know this, because your cameo, you haven't done one since, I think, the 25th of last month? Yeah, their sales are going right up, aren't they, guys? Although $20 for one does at least get you KFG.
Because we were staying in the interim until the house is ready. We were going to be staying, we stayed for a while with, you know, between people that Salah knows. So... Now, the thing with that is that's why I haven't been live. I haven't gotten any cameos done. Number one, where the places we stay are more like the internet is like really spotty. Like we didn't have internet one time for like a whole half day, which I hate saying that, but whenever your job is the internet, it's really tough. Like I just wanted to go live. I just wanted to, you know.
You know what would fix that? Going to a country where you have the internet. Make all the excuses you like about your husband being your husband when he's not your husband, just your sponsor. But the reality is, you're in a third world country, and right now, your channel, while getting some consistent views on videos and in live format, they're not doing enough to really get you far or sustain you. Your viewership used to be over 1,000. You're barely half that now. And while it's nice to have a dedicated audience, it will continue to diminish for as long as you do this. The still image backdrop stuff, by the way, was crap. It wasn't working for you. You need to be on camera. And your clickbaity thumbnails didn't get the views either, so I don't know why you bother with those in the first place. You're still a lazy streamer that does the exact same thing. You sit there, you're vaguely there, you say hello to everyone, you're only animated when they give you money, and you talk about the same regurgitated crap over and over again. And occasionally, get annoyed with world. Now, this does go on for a few more minutes. I say maybe one actually. So I see no reason to continue, but it does demonstrate how removed she is and how above everything else she seems to think she is. So we're going to end it. With everything we cover, I'd love to know what you all think, so please do let me know in the comments down below. If I don't see you on Twitch and Kick later, or here on the main channel for another streamy stream, which will also be on Rumble. I hope you have a great day, guys, and thank you so much for listening.